It's dusty, it is hot, it is sticky. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix. Round 13 of this season's championship, and I cannot wait for what promises to be another spectacular phenomenon in the quest to determine who will be the eighth champion, or maybe even the seventh champion of bronze, and depending on if Jenner can get a double world championship, which will be the first ever driver to be a double champion in any championship, which is not gold, of course. If you get the cut of my gym, fantastic. I hope you do, because I completely muddled that up then. But it is tonight. It is round number 13. Then drivers and constructor standings. Since I didn't do it last week, shame on me. But luckily, I'm actually on time tonight. Then, and we do have Farfus the hosts, which also means that the host is with the mostest, which means we've also got some rain probably on the horizon as well. Constructors and drivers then, or should we go with drivers and constructors first? Dan leads the way, but the gap has been whittled down to 27 points now. I was thinking after the first couple of races that it was going to be a runaway championship with Dan, but Kian has absolutely been on tip top form. The gap is only 27 points on 139 for Kian. Let me have a look. I don't think that Kian didn't win last time up, but he has scored incredible. He's scored so consistently in the last couple of races, but Kian is whittled that championship down, which is getting very interesting indeed, isn't it? I've lost my standings now, though. Then we got Marsky jumping down to third, unfortunately, in the championship after last week's result. Then Smith Almighty in fourth at the moment, kind of in no man's land there. 32 points behind Marsky, only 17 in front of Sickles Mark, actually, so maybe not no man's land, actually. No one's out on circuit yet. We've been going for 30 seconds. Sickles Mark in at sixth position there on 78 points, 77 points for Craig R. Brilliant result last time out for Craig R. And getting on the podium as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Jenna has joined us. Great stuff. Jenna in 8th position on 73 points. The battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th position is going to be a doozy, I think. Now, Rocket Lee in 9th position on 56 points. I think Rocket Lee should probably be challenging top 5 personally, but it's been a bit of a rocky couple of races for Rocket Lee. Look at those there. We've got 4 drivers already battling for position. I love it. Hungry Stars, brilliant season so far in 10th position on 44 points. 41 points for Anthony, 34 points for Slayer, 23 for the former runner-up in this championship, Dynamo Dan. Duncan Dave on 12, 6 for Vintage, 2 for Don Dons, 2 for Luke, and 0 points for Albie, Ashton, and Swanshanks. The Ferrari leads the Construction Championship by 29 points from Alpine and RB, who are joint second at the moment. Haas are in third position then on 117 points and 96 points for Kick Sauber, 83 points for the Red Bull team, 78 points for Williams, and then we've got a massive gap of 40 points between the Williams and the Aston Martin. 38 points for Aston Martin, 34 points for the Mercedes and McLaren on a pretty, very disappointed, 14 points in this. I've forgotten what I was saying there, as I was quickly trying to get hold of Jinner. There he is then. Is Jinner the first driver on track? I don't think he is, actually. Who is the first driver on track then? I think actually he might be the first driver on track. That was just the Alpine coming out of the pits now. Well, are we still all buzzing about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? Of course, we are in the mix of in the middle between Azerbaijan and Singapore, which is coming up this Saturday and Sunday, or Friday, but unfortunately I got work, so I don't really count those days, unfortunately, sadly, as I've run out of annual leave somehow, which is devastating. Are we buzzing about the Mercedes on tip-top form in silver, with 10 pole positions in 13 races, in 13 qualifying attempts, incredible stuff indeed, in order to Bisa extend his lead in the championship further. Mumford is really on the back foot now, isn't he there? Or are we buzzing about gold then, with the championship lead has changed hands once again, with I forgot. Sam Swift Ninja retaking the lead there, with Percy dropping down to second. The gap is 2 points, separates the two in the standings then as well. My word there. I got to say, we've got it all so far in ALR. We got a tight championship, we got a runaway championship, and we got bronze where we don't know whether it's here or there at the moment. Jenna Fassimon there. No faffing about this week. Straight onto the soft tyres for Jenna. Straight on the pace there. But I must say that Jenna usually is quite impressive in qualifying. I'll say that's impressive, but for Jinner, only a 15.4 then, and usually he's about a second or in front of the rest of the field. That's not the case about it. Ashton, good starts off then here, and then Craig R getting his first podium of his career last week, which I'm surprised by, to be honest. Craig R probably should have got it a lot earlier than that. Remember in Bahrain, Craig R rocked up and was pretty phenomenal right from the get-go, but this season has tailed off ever so slightly. Hello, guys there for Kian, and hope you all have a good race there. Of course, Kian then cannot lead the championship here tonight, but if things go his way, he could, as a Haas 1-2. If things go his way, then he'll be in touch and distance come the Belgian Grand Prix in a week's time, of course. This is the qualifying session, the only qualifying session here tonight. It's Sickles Mark there, almost off the circuit there. That's the difference between the good and the great. Do I class myself? I class myself all right on this game, but I do not take anywhere near as much cover as what Sickles Mark's taking. That's probably a bit too much there for Sickles Mark, as he demonstrated very nicely there of what not to do there. Of course, you can't go too extreme as Sickles Mark did just there. Diamond Dan so's the time runners so far, so Diamond Dan's got a bit of making up to do there. Marsky on circuit, he's currently third Monday. Janet there, a very late call up there with Duncan Dave, unfortunately unable to participate here tonight, and Janet's got the Oscar Piastri helmet. Lovely stuff indeed there. And Jenna Channel is in a Piastri, or Piastri as Josh Revels calls him. Channel in his inner Oscar Piastri and take a Grand Prix win here tonight then for Jenna. I don't think he's had a Grand Prix win, has he? Yes, he has. Goodness gracious me. Stick me to one side. He won last week, didn't he? Oh, goodness me. I have no idea. The older I get, the worse I get with this old memory thing. I'm so glad that I got the results in front of me. Jenna goes 6 fast moment there, but Jenna did win the incredible British Grand Prix last week. Goodness me. As Nafas is, said that Kian is a loser. Harsh. Goodness gracious me. I gotta say, you were brutal in the comments tonight, aren't you? Oh, my word. Marsky Fast is there. 15-1 then, says it's on our way then. At the moment, these times are incredibly quick. Even, of course, this is ALR's lowest division, or slowest division. And I say that, but I must say that some of these qualifiers are impressive, and probably could qualify quite well in gold or silver, to be fair, but it's Serious Rush there just coming out of turn 2. You see him, there he is in the background. Now we're just watching Luke at the moment. Only 2 points for Luke so far. Craigar has improved his position and now up into 5th ed. Real Ashton and doing a great job so far. Great 17th there from Real Ashton. He's one of my drivers of the season so far. Ashton has just been getting better and better all the time, has he? And that's what we like to see. And that's the whole point of bronze, I feel, is of course drivers that potentially hasn't got the pace there as some other drivers, but just enjoying themselves, and that's what I love to see. We get Kian there. Don't shut up, Nafas. Oh, goodness gracious me, man. We got a bit of argy-bargy in the comments there. Great stuff indeed. Jenna, hello, good luck to you all. Then Jake and Steve are back then. Of course, I don't think they went on holiday together last week, but they was not here, so they're back in action tonight. As we have just got Serious Mushroom up into 2nd there. Remember, Mushroom had incredible pace last week in the 100% as well. I should know because he stole my front wing. He had the better spec front wing in the McLaren, and that was why I was slower than him. And it's not because of the fact is I lack talent and I don't know my elbow from my steering wheel. LB currently 18th at the moment there, but on a lap at the moment. But that car is looking very twitchy on the old rear posterior. Sickers Muck has had a it looks like he's gone a bit of cross-country there, Sickers Muck has there. Is that kick sour looking a bit grubby? Indeed, there's that Ferrari getting very close then to the back. Then Moomin, of course, Moomin returns tonight, and 7 fastest out for Moomin. Of course, Moomin had a couple of incidents, didn't they? And of course, also remember as well that there's a couple of connection issues, but Moomin there, very good there. Looks like that those couple of weeks out of really may have refocused the mind of Moomin. And of course, Moomin, remember when Moomin debuted in ALR, Moomin was very much a top 10 regular. Where am I? Good luck, Bronze. Beast says at Knowles then. And talking to Beast, Ultimate Beast is also in the comments as well. Let's go, Bronze. Serious Mushroom, good evening to everyone. Hello to you, Mushroom. Yo, everyone, hope to come back with no good result. Good luck, or not my favourite track, though. We've got Ashton there, 6. Stop the count, not feeling great. We'll see how the first sting goes. I must say, Ashton doing a great job there. That's a great performance. That is Ashton's most competitive time. Competitive position thus far. I'll be currently 40th at the moment. And here comes Kian then, who of course in the last 4 Grand Prix has won 3 of them now. I think he's the most winningest driver on the grid this season. He is indeed now. Dan's got 3, whilst Kian has now got 4. Kian is coming at Dan at an almighty rate of knots now, which is not ideal for any Dan fans out there. And I just seen someone jump up the order, but I don't know where they went. Oh, it's Rocket Lee. Rocket Lee, who's gone 15 faster than I should be looking at Jinner actually, because he's gone pole position there. Whoa, it's Jinner almost off the circuit there. A 14-8 for Jinner. That's a bit more like it, I think, there for Jinner. Of course, one of the hot properties, one of the hot shoes of, or the hot tyres. Just I say that, Kian goes fastest, 7/10 of a second. That is a mega lap from the Ferrari. And is that untouchable? Is that like the 1999 qualifying time from Mika Hakkinen in Australia? Potentially, of course, Mika Hakkinen quite synonymous in this circuit. As this is the closest race to Finland, isn't it? or is it? I don't know. My geography's pretty poor. But I always remember in the late 90s and early 2000s, the Finns used to flock to this circuit and cheer on the legendary Mika Hakkinen, the double Formula One world champion of '98 and 1999. Of course, ironically, in another Adrian Newey car. Adrian Newey seems to be around F1 almost as long as I've been alive. I shall think that is actually a true statement. Styles 1600 second up in the first sector time. Rocket Lee second time is 10 fast for Rocket Lee. He's not really in the game at the moment, is he? He's not in the ballpark. Sayer going 13th fastest. Last time we seen Sayer, he got up into second position after that incredible safety car. Really threw the cat amongst the pigeons. Just watching Dynamite Dan 7.5 minutes ago. Dynamite Dan down to 60th position. Talking, we had a late safety car last night as well. And one thing that was certainly on my mind last night was Vessier and the second Ferrari driver of R2 I think it was, wasn't it? Of course, Ferrari team order has been certainly very much a running theme in Formula 1 as of late, as there's yellow flags out there at the moment. Now, when the kick salvage has gone across the line, we've also got Styles, I think, is going across the line as well, and Styles improves by a 10th second to go 6th fastest. One of the major talking points has been team orders for the papaya rules in terms of McLaren. Well, Ferrari didn't have team orders at all last night, which is unusual for Ferrari. They seem to usually have team orders all the time, don't they? When especially when Irvine and Schumacher were teammates, and of course Schumacher and Barrichello on the infamous 2002 Austrian Grand Prix as well. But last night, that was none of that. As Vestier and R2B fought to the very end there. And I remember someone saying in the comments that potentially cost R2B the Grand Prix win there, which is very interesting indeed. Formula 1 is a unique sport, isn't it? Of course, we talk about teammates, and let's be honest, the first person you want to beat is your teammate, which is very unusual, isn't it? Teamwork does not always make the dream work in Formula 1. 800 second up in the second sector there for Six Smoke. Lovely stuff indeed. That Stint says Ashton, laugh out loud. I apologise. I should have probably mentioned that as well. As thank you very much, Ashton. As Ultimate Beast has gifted an ALR membership. Virtual high five. Thank you very much there. And that's gone to Jinna. I love that indeed. Cracking stuff. And I appreciate your support. And ALR does as well. As that is, of course, the support that you give is paying the big bucks to our host tonight, Farf. Sickers Monk could go fifth fastest. Great time indeed there for Sickers Monk. Sickers Monk was very quick. He had his first Grand Prix win of his career earlier on this season, and Serious Russian going for it, as is Marski as well. 5 minutes ago in this qualifying session, there's that yellow flag blinking up the top there. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a bug or a feature, to be honest. I'm going to say it's probably a bug in this game now, but of course we've also got some new liveries, haven't we there? Muscle are on board the Williams. I can't really tell any new liveries on part of this, but I must say Ashton looking very competitive tonight. It's great to see Ashton there, and we're going to give Ashton some screen time as well, because I think he is looking very much very fine indeed. Then and to that, I think we do have a steering wheel change. Also we got Keeper as well on the steering wheel. I love livery changes, they're lovely. Across the line there, Ashton goes to 12th fastest. This is great time indeed there for Ashton, and I've got to say I'm going to have to keep myself sat on my hands, I think, because it's good to see Ashton doing well. And I'm also going to be supporting this man Albie as well tonight. I know commentators shouldn't support but I do find it hard when I do find it hard not to support some drivers then when they've had a rough season there. Marsky just finishing his lap, as is Cirrus Mushroom as well. We got Nafas saying that, wow, as I'm not sure too impressed with. He's very impressed with that. Cirrus Mushroom up into second fastest then. And Cirrus Mushroom has not won a Grand Prix since that Japanese Grand Prix. And remember that Cirrus Mushroom is the constant thorn in the side of the Haas team, because Cirrus Mushroom stopped the Haas's roller coaster in that season 2 of Silver, where Liam and German was very much cleaning up in Silver, and then Cirrus Mushroom came along and rained on the parade literally and figuratively, as it was an absolute deluge in Japan that day. Hashtag ALR from Echo as well. Thank you very much for all your support. I love the stuff. Keep the comments coming in. Keep all that stuff coming in as well. Do you want to chat about anything? Of course. Oh my word! Craigar slamming against the Armco, but luckily, which is more a tyre barrier than the Armco, luckily he went square on then. So I don't think there's going to be much damage to that Red Bull, so Craigar could get away with that, but he's got to get into the pits now. It's quite a short lap around here, so Craigar's just got to come in the pits out, dust himself off, dust the ball off as well, and go again. with that square on then, that was quite lucky. Ashton out to qualify now in 13th position there. Great stuff indeed there for Ashton. My star qualified thus far. I've got a lot of notifications. What have I got notifications for? Yep, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and get rid of that. Lovely stuff. And I can see my phone now. Fantastic. Done down in the pits, and so abandoning his time and coming in the pits. And so here's Styles out on the other side of the circuit. What about Rocket Lee? Rocket Lee is a bit behind the 8 ball at the moment, isn't he? You'll see there's a Haas in the background. Hungry Styles. This is his best career season so far. I would argue not, because I'm sure that Hungry Stars had a really good season back in season 5 or 4 of Bronze many moons ago. So, but Stars is certainly, and of course, remember in F1 2022, I always remember this. So, I think it was the first time I spectated an F1 22 race, and Stars was, I'm sure, whoa, on the front. He was certainly challenging for pole position that day, and could have won that race as well. Of course, back when ALR merged with Hyperdrive or something like that. Goodness me, I'm really digging out all the memories tonight. And of course, also give the stream a thumbs up as well, as that helps the algorithm. Cross line for Rocket Lee. Rocket Lee goes 9 fast. He's in the top 10, but Rocket Lee, we're normally used to seeing Rocket Lee. Of course, a 2-time pole sitter now. We're normally used to seeing Rocket Lee at the sharp end of the field, but that's not the case at the moment there for Rocket Lee. Craig coming in the pits. Smithfield Mighty. I don't say much of Smithfield Mighty so far this afternoon, but there he is in the Ferrari, the Scuderia Ferrari. I'm wondering if the Ferraris, of course, in the Constructors' Championship, and Smithfield Mighty aiming to become the first ever double Constructors' Champion of Bronze history. And all history of ALR, I don't think that's the case. But Smith wanted to go in 5th fast. He won the constructor for McLaren last year, doing well for Ferrari again this year. Luke Anthony going at 7th fastest. Good something there for Anthony in car 88. Of course, Anthony, I must say that 88 is now starting to become synonymous. I mean, sorry, Robert Kubica, but it is now Anthony's number there, and doing a great job in 7th position. Rocket Lee there is just coming into the pit. Slayer 4/10 of a second up in the second sector time. Then, of course, that's very good indeed. That's half a second. That will get him in the ballpark of Ashton and Moomin here. So good time indeed there for Slayer, who has really struggled so far this season. But great podium then last time out in Austria, which was actually not our last time out. It was the time before. Straight right in the middle, the meat in the sandwich of Moomin and Ashton there. 14th fastest there for Slayer. Lovely jubbly indeed. Here comes Jenna then, the latest Grand Prix winner of Bronze, and crossing the line then. Vintage making his 96th Grand Prix start, I believe, give or take, a Grand Prix. 17th at the moment. Don Dodds runs so much as Don Dodds to the McLaren, but just about to tackle this circuit now, as is RB. 21 seconds to go then. Here comes Kian then. Look at that. A hop, skip and a jump then over the chicane as well. Getting very greedy on the curve there is Kian there. But what am I to know? Because, of course, Kian is a Grand Prix winner, and I can barely get out of my own garage. And here comes Kian and getting very wide out of turn 11 there. 2,800 a second off in the second sprint time for the Ferrari driver. Checkered flag has fallen. Mushroom and Smithy are done. Anthony's done. So is Stars and Craig are. Those positions are locked in. They cannot improve their times now. And now into the final couple of corners. Kian is on a pole position. First pole position of his career last time out in Silverstone. Can he go 2 for 2 here tonight? And has not improved there in the end there. So I think they're very much up the limits and beyond. Donald Don's found half a second there. If he can find anything more, he might move in front of Vintage. He cannot do anything more. Luke has improved to there's a spin there. Luke has improved to 5th fastest. We got a McLaren as well. Where's that McLaren out of Jennett? And Jennett has moved right up into 6th, 7th for this. That great stuff indeed there. As we're just on board with Sigismund then. Oh, Jenner's invalidated this time, so Jenner's not going to improve that. What about Alpine then coming out of the final turn and alongside then Alpine, and he's going to get a bit of a solution there, but Moomin unfortunately couldn't improve his position. So it might be a bit frustrating that Moomin is, but both of them are on a lap. Then Sigismund completes his time, goes 6th fastest. Rocket Lee invalidated. Dynamo done, last one across the line, goes 8th fastest into the top 10. That's a good day's work there for the Alpine team. Oh, for Dynamo Dan, and of course, talking of Dan, he's not even here, is he? Goodness gracious me, I probably should have said that before the stream started. But it's Kian, 2 for 2. 2 pole positions in 2 races then for Kian then. And on pole position again, but hopefully this week he doesn't jump the start then, which I'm sure that Kian probably didn't want me to bring that up then. But I do seem to have a knack of always bringing up Drybird's infamous pass, albeit that's quite a recent monstrosity there for Kian. But pole position 2 for 2 there. You'll be quite happy with that performance. I'll be overjoyed with that performance, to be honest. I was celebrating 6th position on the grid this time last week. Good stuff indeed there. Messed up that rubbish, says Serious Mushroom there. Dan, stop hiding. Mushrooms, Keys then. Stop the count, let's go then. And that, yes, we got Napas. Who is Kian's rival? Technically, it is Dan at the moment, but Dan is not here tonight. If Dan, which doesn't score tonight, and Kian gets maximum points in the championship, hang on, the gap will be down to 2 points then. If he gets fast enough, he'll be down to 1 point there going into Spa, the best race circuit in the world then. Oh, goodness gracious me then. I bet on anyone who kills Kian in the race. Goodness gracious me. Kian was stern up, absolutely fantastic. What a lap by Kian. Kian just lucky I suck then. Serious Rush is saying then. Kian the GOAT there from Immortal as well. Of course, Immortal should know because Immortal is also quite a quick customer in terms of one lap pace. And good afternoon from Donna the Donsa. GG, Jenna and Mushy are flying. They are indeed then. I gotta go for a break because we gotta listen to our beautiful sponsors. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hungarian Grand Prix. 16th, well, Slayer saying points will be a miracle. Wish me luck, Sean. I wish you luck, Slayer. But of course, Slayer then did get a good result last time out in Austria. So can he repeat the feat? Of course, to get points in the race rather than qualifying. Of course, our sponsors are all in the link in the description below. Of course, if you want a 3D trap map, especially of this one here, of course, this is one of the classic races. Of course, then all these stuff is in the description, all that kind of stuff. And also remember, oh my goodness me! Before we get into the race, then of course, also Mind is also in the link in the description below. Of course, very important. That's probably one of the most important links that is in the description there. And as we got disqualifications already, then there's a lot of disqualifications on the grid then. So yes, and also if you want a bit of ALR merchandise as well, again, the link is in the description there. If you want to look rad and cool and everything, then get that jumper on the go. Or shirt, or t-shirt, or even some pants then as well. I have a nosebleed. We've also got, oh no, Ultimate Beast is saying that Kian has lost, has unfortunately dropped out of the session. He needs to get back in pronto. Kian is on pole position, but this could be 2 for 2 now that Kian is going to miss out. Remember that Jinner and Kian, they both jumped the start in Silverstone, and that cost them, and they did recover. Well, Kian recovered nicely, Jinner not so much, but now all of a sudden Kian's not even in the race. Jinner currently on the de facto pole position. Marsky in third with Serious Mushroom in full position. Love the helmet design, by the way. That's fantastic. But the yellow helmet there very much reminds you of of a very old school Nico Rosberg. Luke in 5th position there. 6th position is Sick as Muck. With 7th position is Smithy Almighty. Dynamo down in 8th position. Jenna in 9th position. Anthony completes the top 10. 2 drivers on the hard tyres of Anthony and Sick as Muck. Styles, Craig are 11th and 12th. Both in disqualified from the formation lap then, which means that they will be a little further back on their box and will have colder tyres. Then we have Rockley on medium tyres in 13th, Movement on harder tyres in 14th, Slayer in 15th position there on hard tyres, Ashton in 16th position, great qualifying from Ashton, star qualified. 17th position is Vintage on his 96 Grand Prix start on the medium tyres. Albie's done a lot at Alonso there, but Alonso did crash into the bar, but luckily he's all fine. 19th is Donald Adons, 20th is Swan Shanks, lights are out, but I don't think is Kian good. Is that Kian solid? I hope he is. Let's get going then for the start of the race then. Now, fast know that mushroom for the win for Scooby Stew. Great to have Scooby Stew in the comments as well. Of course, a long-time bronze driver. Lights are on, lights are off, and we're lights out here in. I've got the stuff on. I need to get rid of that. We're go in Hungary. Is Kian then? Kian is in the race, I think. No, he isn't. Kian is. Oh my gosh! And that's an appalling race there. And I think that is a horrific shunt. I don't think Kian was in that race. And there's a severe collision. It's a horrible start. I think the Kians. And there's cars all over the show here. This is an appalling start here. And oh my word, there. Very similar to 98 Belgium potentially. There's damage all over the cars. And I feel that we got a safety car here. Serious Rush all the way at the back of the field. Then it's a lobby restart. Farf is doing a lobby restart because that was not that was an AI problem, not a driver problem. Farf is restarting the lobby, and love the how by Janet. Farf is restarting the lobby, and we're going to get this show back on the road. Then Equals, wow, WTF? What was that? Then Serious Rush, what the hell? I think Kian's car was in AI still, and unfortunately, and the AI just drove off the circuit, came back on, and it just caused absolute anarchy. It's a lobby restart, Oh my gosh, a lobby restart, ladies and gentlemen, there, because that was pretty horrific stuff indeed. That's probably one of the worst starts I've seen in ALR, unless of course that you count Welsh Maldonado's jump start in Abu Dhabi a few years ago. Then, as she jumped the start and then carried on, which is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I would have done the same, to be honest. So we are going for a lobby restart, ladies and gentlemen. That's unfortunate for Jenna because Jenna could have gone for 2 Grand Prix wins in a row. Unfortunately, oh dear. But unfortunately for Jenna, then we are doing a restart, and Farf is going to get the lobby sorted in just a jiffy then, which is a great opportunity then for me to have a whinge about modern day Formula One, which is all what you want to hear, isn't it? I am sure. I got taken out. Jenna was saying, laugh out loud. What did we just witness? Chapter saying, I think we witnessed a mess, to be honest. Then put it mildly. Absolutely shocking stuff indeed. What was that? Got brake tested twice. Sarah saying that was madness. Farf saying a restart. Then those 4 who got the qualify on the qual lap are lucky they got a better start this time. I don't know what happened in the on the formation lap, but I'm assuming because I don't think Kian was in the car, because Kian was in the car, it's the AI, which this game sometimes it does AI Formula One things, doesn't it? And unfortunately, that has caused an absolute almighty mess. But we are going to we're just sorting this stuff out, and then we'll be back in action in just a jiffy then. But my word, then, that was an anticlimactic start with it. It sounds like a lot of things I do, to be fair. My word. Ooh, well, that was good stuff indeed, wasn't it? That was an absolutely shocking start. It really was. So if if I was a lobby host, I would have said carried on. To be honest, I'm kind of one of those. I'll be one of those hosts, and it would be like one of those referees who just say play on until someone is completely broken there. Shocking stuff. But I moved up to 9th, and Albie saying that. To be honest, I'm with you, Albie. I reckon we should have carried on personally. It should have been like Distraction Derby or something like that. There's been an update on this game, hasn't there, with the new elimination mode, which is pretty cool. But we certainly would have gone a bit hardcore on that elimination stuff. I must say that. We can hope for a better start now. Ultimate Beast is saying that. Of course, Ultimate Beast and the championship leader in silver at the moment, starting to run away with that championship as well. Impressive. Everyone's got in the lobby very quickly. My word, that's very impressive, actually. Goodness gracious me. Am I in spectator mode? Let me have a gander. I am indeed. Farf's not, but do not worry about Farf. Farf has got enough things on his plate at the moment. Actually, I'm sure he has, to be fair, because I'm sure he eats his tea whilst he's doing a bit of the hosting, which is all good stuff indeed, isn't it? Yes, we're just waiting for the grid to get set then. So Farf is just sorting the grid out now, and then we'll be back racing in just a jiffy, which gives me a great opportunity then to have a moan about modern day Formula One, which is really good stuff indeed. Having said that, I seen a post earlier on which made absolutely no sense. I threw it straight into the ALR Discord. Was about apparently Liam Lawson was going to replace Danny Ricciardo from Singapore onwards, which makes absolutely no sense. That Gamer was like, no, that makes no sense, and it doesn't, does it really? But then Gamer posted in, I think. posted another Instagram post about Liam Lawson replacing Daniel Ricciardo for next season in the RB. I am a big fan of Daniel Ricciardo, but he hasn't really cut the mustard, has he? To be honest, and I think Liam Lawson more than deserves an opportunity in that seat. Then, so I like Ricardo, but I think Liam Lawson. I would prefer to see Liam Lawson in that second RB seat personally. Yeah, Marsky eliminated all of us. Wrong mode, Farfed. Guys, sorry about that. I was bugging. I'll send you guys a video of that later. Don't worry about that, Kian. To be honest, it looked like the kind of driving I do, Kian. So we all understand that. So don't worry about that, Kian. It looked very odd indeed. It definitely looked like artificial intelligence or lack of intelligence from the AI, which decided to start, drive off the circuit, drive back on, and cause absolute anarchy. So don't worry about that, Kian. It was all good. Farfet noticed it straight away. Please do not press advance button early. We should get our setups and strategy going. Lawson is getting tested to see how he does for the second Red Bull. Is he? Oh, that's from Jinder, by the way. Now that is really getting my blood pumping now. But Perez did well in Azerbaijan, but he is a bit of a specialist, isn't he, around there, and probably Singapore as well. Red Bull needs street specialists at the moment, don't they? Because I must say, Red Bull are looking all lost at sea, aren't they? Which I suppose is nice to see for the non-Red Bull fans. It's only nice to see when a team struggles well after they've been dominating for so long. I think it's the first time since was it the June 2022 since they have not led the Constructors' Championship or something? It's crazy, crazy stuff indeed. McLaren, this is the first time McLaren have led the Constructors since after the Australian Grand Prix in 2014. And that was the first ever hybrid rate F1 race, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Of course, I think it was McLaren was second and third that day with Kevin Magnussen's one and only podium there in his career. And Jenson Button finished third in the end after Danny Ricciardo got disqualified, sadly then. Right, where was I? Kian, to start from the back, laugh out loud. Please forget your setup, Serious Mushroom saying that. Serious Mushroom then. Hopefully, Serious Mushroom don't forget his. Of course, Serious Mushroom's doing a good job. Having said that, I'm more interested about Serious Mushroom's setup for tomorrow in the Belgian Grand Prix. But I must say that I don't think I'm going to get past Orouge and Radion, to be honest, because I usually end up in the wall backwards there. So it's not. I think the Mushroom probably shouldn't even bother sending me a setup because it is going to be quite painful. I love racing Spa on this circuit though. The circuit just feels so good. It really does. I'm looking forward to the race tomorrow, but unfortunately, I think it might be over quite quickly. Mushroom try 0-0 wings and Ultimate Beast are saying there. I gotta say, Mushroom going for the Ultimate Monza setup there. Great stuff. Right. Yes, we are back, almost ready to go racing. Then I'm really excited about Gino. Then about Gino telling us about Liam Lawson going for the Red Bull seat. That's really interesting. I'm surprised by that. I thought that Red Bull would have stuck with Perez as a safer option, and very interesting to say as well because wasn't it Helmut Marko that mentioned that Perez, since Perez started to struggle, is where they started to go down the wrong development path for the Red Bull, and that's why Perez has been struggling so much. And Verstappen, who has just shown how great he is as an F1 driver, because Verstappen, make no bones about it, is an absolutely fantastic racing driver and can just drive around the problems there. So that's interesting, isn't it? So maybe maybe I've been a bit too harsh on the Mexican there of Sergio Perez, but I still think that it would have been nice to see Carlos. I was going to say Reutemann there, goodness me. Carlos Sainz in that second seat in Red Bull, but he's going to the Williams team instead. They need points for the constructors, generally saying they absolutely do. I'm not going to say anything actually because I don't want to jinx it, but I'd love to see McLaren win the constructors. That would be the first time they've won the constructors since, is it 98? They didn't win in 2008 because I think that's because Ferrari did, didn't they? It's because Kovalainen in the second McLaren didn't score many points there, and they got disqualified from the 2007 after that Spygate fiasco. Goodness me, good times, eh? Good times in Formula. Goodness gracious me. So yeah, I think the last time they won the constructors was actually 1998. Goodness gracious me, that feels absolute like a long time ago. It is actually because I think that the last. That was David Coulthard and Mick Agnew, of course, Coulthard, the legend himself. And I don't know why Dave Coulthard used to be my favourite F1 driver back in the day, probably because Yeah, he just burst on the scene, that Williams, and I thought he was an absolute legend. Unfortunately, he didn't maximise his billing there, did he? Unfortunately, David Coulthard didn't, and he didn't get a Grand Prix win either. I think he only got 13 wins in his entire career. Of course, Mick Hakkinen there. What can you say? Mick Hakkinen was a double world champion in the McLaren there, and really, when he gave Ayrton Senna a run for his money in that Portuguese Grand Prix in 1993, you kind of seen that a star was born. He did, and those McLarens in '93. Actually, I watched the YouTube video about McLaren in the '93, and the car is not as I think it was from that Aiden fellow who does a lot of deep story times and deep dives, and that McLaren apparently wasn't as bad as what a lot of people made out. Then, of course, I think wasn't McLaren meant to have a was it Lamborghini or Porsche engine or some kind of engine for '93, and in the end went up with, and in the end just stayed with Ford. They did go to Peugeot, didn't they, in '94, and then before they settled with, of course, the Mercedes engine, and the rest is history, as they say. And I've been waffling on, and I need to go through the grid again, don't I? Of course, this is a fresh start. Whatever happened in the race is all done and dusted there. Everyone's got new parts for their cars, and they're all ready to go. The top 5 on medium tyres. Sick as muck on the hard tyres, along with Anthony also on hard tyres as well. The top 2 have run away from this in the formation lap. They need to slow down, otherwise the tyre temperature is just going to plummet here. Kian is actually taking part in the formation lap this time, but they got to slow down here, otherwise they're going to be on the grid for an almighty amount of time. Hard tyres for Styles, Craigar, for Slayer, Albie and Swanshanks as Kian a second pole position of his career in a Grand Prix racing, which is cool stuff indeed. But look at them all. I think that they're gonna have cold tyres at the start of this one. Swanshanks just come through turn 12. Oh dear, oh dear. Likewise, here we go. As this is hopefully we'll have a much better start than last time. Then, of course, it's a pretty horrific shunt indeed. Of course, the head race steward Farfer threw the gauntlet down there, said that he's not having that there, and pulled everyone out of the lobby and restarted it almost instantly there. So good stuff indeed there for Farfer. Very much, he was having none of that shenanigans, was he? And now it is, we're lined up on the grid now, and we are preparing ourselves for the start. Take 2 of the Hungarian Grand Prix of Season 8 of Bronze, and the lights are on, the lights are off, and it'll be go, go, go here in Hungary. And there we go, down into turn 1, then Kian there, I think it's got a better start this time then. They have indeed then, as look at that RB then on the outside. Jinner almost taken Marsky off there, as I think he was more concerned about the Ferrari, but Kian has taken the lead then, and there's never been a contact between Marsky and Jinner going down. And then there's also a ricochet between the Ferrari and the 2 Aston Martins there. Serious Mushroom on the outside, challenging for third position there for Mushroom. He's going to run out wide there and lose that, and the kick Sauber and Sickest Mike and Smithy Almighty going side by side. Incredible racing there, and I think they've all got through safe and sound. They have indeed. Last week's race winner Jenner up to 7th position in the McLaren. Good start indeed. Then who's that down on the inside? That was Moomin having a sniff on the inside of Dynamo Dan. Then of course Dan not here tonight then, so the championship lead could be whittled down to as little as 2 points in this one there. So that is what is on the case there for Kian tonight, and Kian could get that championship right down then, and it'll be very much a very close championship battle then going into Spa in a week's time then. But Kian's had a good start then with Jinner in second position there. The top 7 are all on the medium tire. Sickest Monk is the highest driver on the medium compound, on the hard compound tires at 8th position there. That one is coming to be completed now, as Equals is loving this, as here one word, nice. That one completed. The gap is already a second. They're almost anyway, as Jinner is already out of DRS range already. Goodness gracious me, almost, not quite though, as we got Anthony all over the gearbox of Moomin there. Moomin making a return here tonight there. Mushroom and Moomin there. It looks like a couple of weeks out, and looks like Moomin is back on it there. That's the Moomin that we seen when they first debuted in Formula 1. Fantastic. So we got a lot of battling in between. I think that's is that Craigar and his teammate Vintage in the background as well. Indeed it is. Marsky and it's I think that Jinner is already out of DRS range here. Not ideal at all. So just on board now with Marsky as we go up into the chicanes. One of the highest points on the circuit, I believe. And of course, over that hill is a water park as well, which of course I only bring you the most important stuff in this commentary. Really good stuff indeed there. Can't find my laptop charger, haha. So I think that Farfa may not be able to give you driver of the day here tonight then, which is great stuff because then I can choose it, albeit it's probably the most hardest part of the broadcast I'm going to be doing today. I love that helmet, by the way, from Jen in there. Is that that's of course Max Verstappen helmet, but is that the Dutch Grand Prix special helmet? I must admit, my helmet knowledge has gone completely down the drain as of late. Who is first? I can't see. Well, currently it's Kian, who's about 2.1 seconds there. Nafas is saying, and is that Jinner? Then Jinner currently down into third as Kian is absolutely running away from this race at the moment. There, Rocket Lee is having in 30 minutes now. Just watching Jinner and Marsky going wheel to wheel. Contact between the two cars. Serious Mushroom having a sniff on the inside, but nothing more. Marsky getting a bit robust there, as is Jinner as well. Don the Dons is left for session. That's not ideal for the McLaren Mercedes driver. As down in 20 position is Don the Dons at the moment anyway. As Luke go all over the gearbox, so Serious Mushroom then as we go into the long turn 5 there. Just answering Nafas. It is at the moment then Kian, who's about almost 3 seconds up the road. Marsky's going to have to really start to really put the hammer down. Jinner, once again, is he struggling like he struggled in the last couple of races just with the tyre temperature now? Jinner, a former champion in this category, but at the moment now, really struggling. I wonder if it's tyre pressure, tyre temperature potentially. I do not know, to be honest. I probably should ask, shouldn't I, there? As an expert commentator would have asked by now, but unfortunately I'm anything but an expert. Especially if you heard my commentary on Sunday, goodness me, I sounded a bit rubbish, to be honest at times. I apologise profusely to anyone who's watching. On board with Serious Mushroom man, who's all over the gearbox now of Jinner, and he's going to have a look up the inside here. There he goes. But Jinner then cuts across there. Oh, but he's got enough room, Mushroom man, so passes the Haas car and up into fourth position there. Jinner is, I think that Jinner's cooked his tyres. And look up the inside, but no dice at the moment. Serious Mushroom giving Jinner just about enough room, but look at this conga line now forming behind Jinner, as goodness and gracious me, as once again Jinner just falling down the order, isn't he? It's interesting, of course. Jinner does a lot of practice, does it now, just to try and nail the car down. So there is, I think it's the Haas. I think it's the Haas car, which it's just not tailored to Jinner's strengths, is it? Which, because we have seen in the past, Jinner is a champion of this level, of course, a Grand Prix winner as well, and also in 100%, Jinner has shown his pace, hasn't he, in the past, as here comes Jinner now, having a look there, but just having a sniff there, trying to probably upset the Serious Mushroom's Apple cart there, but Serious Mushroom, a very experienced driver, has never missed a race in the ALR since season 1 of Silver, way back 4 or 5 years ago now, goodness gracious me. Kian is cooking, says Ultimate Beast said. He is. He's all 3.2 seconds up the road then. I must admit that, as Nafas said then, is he still in this race? Up the inside, Jinner passes. Serious Mushroom, he's gone straight. Mushroom back up the inside, takes third position, and Jinner has lost more than he's gained there. He has lost 2 positions there. And Jinner then going up the inside. Luke is giving him just about a half's width there. Now as Jinner's going to go up and under, and now Jinner's going to go back through. Let's get rid of that tower then, because on the outside here, oh goodness me, I think the Jinner was certainly tempted to, wasn't he? But thought better of than we got 30 more laps to go in this Grand Prix so far. Moomin the first hour with a 3-second penalty. Moomin just getting back into the swing of things in this Grand Prix. Moomin's not raced in the last couple of races. Jinner is now fighting with Luke once again, and they was almost side by side through turn 8, which is absolutely redonkulous for me. Incredible stuff indeed. Then let me eat dinner and I'll be back. Hope again be 20 when I come back there. Now for a second, the news out for a second, and Smith reminds me it's through. Passes up. No, he isn't there. As I was reading the comment there, and I look back up, and there's all kinds of anarchy going on there. Moving, dropping down to 30 finish now. Unfortunately, I'm keeping an eye on the tower at the moment. Luckily, the stream is a couple of seconds back then, so let's see what happened then. Whilst I was reading the comments then instead of looking at the screen then, which is not ideal at all. I think the Jinner just went wide. Did he? Was out contacting himself and Smithy movement out of the race, so that's not ideal. Moomin there looked good in qualifying, but unfortunately 6 laps in there. Oh, McLaren off, Jennett's off, and he's in the wall, and that's surely that's a cloud, which yes, it's damaged the wing. Around here you need as much, and who's that? That's Albi off as well. Is there oil down in turn 1? That's 2 cars that have spun. Is there something going on down there? Is there moisture on the circuit? Well, it certainly ain't coming from the sky, but both drivers have done exactly the same thing. Donald the Don's not even in the race at the moment. But Jennet's got damage there. Albie's got damage as well. We've got a retirement for Moomin out of the Grand Prix. Smithy Almighty all over the gearbox now of Jenner. There he is. And Jenna's got a 3-second penalty. Going to be a bit frustrated, I think, then, is Jenna then on board. Now, Kian's almost 4 seconds up the road. He is 4 seconds up the road, 4.25 seconds up the road now is Marsky. Goodness gracious me. I think that Kian's had his Weetabix this morning. He's doing a fantastic job in that Ferrari. Of course, last night one of the big talking points was the Ferrari or the lack of team order. So we mentioned it in the qualifying show, didn't we, earlier on today, about Vettel not letting his teammate RB through last night, which potentially cost Ferrari a Grand Prix win. As it's getting very precarious between these two. As Smithy Almighty showing him the side pod there at the inside. There, of course, they do have a technical partnership. That's the Haas. Oh my goodness me! And now we've got more self-assertion. Second Smoke is also involved as well. And there's more baggy wheels and Jenner at the inside then. And it's got the car, but Albie's got a 10-second penalty. He's going to be kicking himself with that one. Unfortunately there for Albie, but as Albie's out of the Grand Prix, that's a nightmare there for Albie. And that's 2 retirements on lap 7 there. As teammate Sickesmuth there fighting for 6th position. And unfortunately then that's 2 retirements there. As Sickesmuth then trying his best there, but can't get past him there. Jenner's lost another couple of seconds there. Jenner now 2 seconds away from the next car, which is Luke then, who's a further 1.5 seconds away from Musher, who's carrying on the podium at the moment. And then Marsky is a second in front of Sirius Mushroom as well. But there's a major train now forming behind Jenner at the moment, and this is not looking ideal at all, is it, for Jenner? What is going on with that Haas car once again? I think the tires just fall off, don't they? They just fall off the cliff for Jenner, and it just drops back and just loses all kinds of grip. That is what I'm surmising here. Whether that is the case or not, that remains to be seen. I am certainly not a tire technical guy or anything like that. Here comes Sickesmuth again. Jenner's got no DRS then, as now Sickesmuth again is Jenner then almost pushed him to the wall. Then Jenner goes back into the centre of the circuit. Sickesmuth there puts the car nicely as always. Who's out of Smithy Almighty lose a lot of traction. Now he's lost time as well, as Jenner's dropped down more position there. Styles and Anthony has swapped position as well. Styles up to 9th now. Wow, accident drama all the way here in Hungary. Oh my word, it is making me hungry as well. Two retirements in this race so far. Both McLarens at the back of the field. Not ideal for the team from Woking at the moment. Back on board with Jenner, who is being the star of this stream so far. But unfortunately for Jenner, just has got no. I think it's the tires again. It's really hurting Jenner. It's the Sickesmuth is on the hard tires. So Sickesmuth has gone for the alternative strategy. Doesn't always work in these Grand Prix races. As just in a flash of second position there. I think there's at this moment Sickesmuth is going to be a major factor in this one. Anthony having a look on the inside there. Of course, Anthony, one of the latest stars of ALR Bronze, isn't he? Doing a great job. Anthony is, of course, only made his debut a few races ago, certainly this season, and very much a driver, which I think next season, in season 9 of Bronze, is certainly going to be talked up to be a major contender for getting in the top 3 of the championship, maybe even more than that, potentially. Now Anthony then alongside Smithy Almighty, of course, that's Smithy Almighty, who's on the outside there. That's Styles on the outside again, but Styles there just thinking better of for the moment. Back on board with Hungry Styles there, currently in 9th position. Of course, Styles and Anthony on the similar tyre strategy here, and that is both on the hard tyres. Rocket League into the top 10 now. Rocket League on a bit of a low-key Grand Prix so far. Rocket League is usually in the top of the classification there, but tonight they're just lacking pace there. Is Rocket League on the RB team, where the other RB is actually flying up there. Marsky in second position at the moment though. Oof, I'm actually sweating quite odd then. I've just got sweat in my eye then, which is very painful. So Jenner losing out once again then in that 6th position there. And more, look at that. Jenner's got such an unstable rear end then. I can't say much. My rear end is very unstable. It jiggles every time I walk. But Jenner though is Jenner's rear end is just not planted at all, is it? Unfortunately for the Haas car, and this is not good at all there. Once again for Jenner, whether his tires, all we can do is surmise it. And Jenner's in the pits after only 10 laps on the medium tyres. Maybe it's the compounder tyre that Jenner just cannot live with these medium tyres. This Pirelli rubber of 2024. It's just not happy with the way Jenner drives the car potentially. Or is it the Haas? I do not know, but it's very much a great mystery this season where Jenner has had so much pace. I keep thinking back to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix where Jenner had everything under control and it just all fell apart. And I think on that day as well we surmised it was tyres or something went majorly wrong there. It might not be tyres this time then, but it does seem to fit the bill, doesn't it? So the hard tyres are now starting to really show their mettle. Sigismund has cruised up to the back of Luke and is now alongside Luke, then going into the chicane now. But of course, there's one at a time for this part of the circuit. Of course, there's very much after you, sir. Then there's a DRS straight down the start-finish straight, and that is where most of the overtaking is done on this very technical, twisty dust bowl of a circuit. Watching Anthony, who's all over the gearbox now of the Ferrari. The other Ferrari is now 6.25 seconds up on Marski, as I must say that Kian is really much pulling away there. Of course, this potentially could have happened in Silverstone, but both Kian and Jenner had a drive-through penalty, didn't they, which really hang-strung their Grand Prix. I haven't said that, Luke's in the pits as well, so maybe it wasn't an early pit at all there for Jenner. Maybe I'm looking into this a bit too much there. As going through up a new fifth position now goes Anthony, as Smithfield Mighty cannot defend there, and Smithfield Mighty, the only driver in this trio, is on the medium tyres, but he's had a much better traction there, but he's on the wrong part of the circuit on the outside, and Anthony's got the job done, and now he's going to pull away then, especially at this part of the circuit, and so Smithfield Mighty is now going to be a bit of a mobile chicane for, it's goodness me, Back to the Future stuff there. So Smithfield Mighty is now going to be a bit of a roadblock now for Styles. But Styles has got a bit of breathing space of about 2 seconds there between themselves and Rocket Lee. So Sigismund has now been released after coming into the pit after Luke came into the pit. So Jenner is right behind Luke. Then Luke's come back on medium tyre set. So Luke has gone for a two-stopper here. So he's had medium soft set. I'm surprised to see that. But however, as I keep saying, I'm not a strategist. I'm not a technical tyre guru either. If I was, I wouldn't be sat here then. I'll probably sat over there. Kian's got the gap to almost 7 seconds now. Marski and Sirius Mushroom are very interested in each other, but I think that they're going to be keeping on this Dago Green kick Sauber, which is hunting them down. Across the line it comes again. Ansi is now fifth, but here comes Styles, and it's going to be a DRS overtake for the Haas. Up the inside, Styles over to 6th position for the Haas team. And there he goes. Smithfield Mighty just hasn't got the tyres, hasn't got the tyres, or hasn't got the tyres, has he, basically? That's what I'm trying to say. But there we go, I got there in the end. We got Craigar, who I don't think, has he just passed on down with Craigar up to 10th position there? Of course, the highs of the highs of Silverstone, Craigar's come crashing down to earth ever so slightly in this one, and just in a 10th position there. So Craigar, but Craigar also on the alternative strategy as well. So the drivers that are on the alternative strategy is Sigismund, Anthony, and Styles, followed by Slayer, Craigar, and Swanshanks there. Then we've got Jenner, who's coming to the pits onto the hard tyres. We expect Jenner to go to the end of the race. Luke has really thrown a curveball though. He's on medium tyres is now Luke. Luke started the race on medium tyres as well, so he has to come to the pits again. Of course, you have to use 2 types of tyres in the Grand Prix. Of course, there's no mandatory pit stops in Formula 1, but you have to use 2 types of tyres. So technically, if you get a red flag now, and Kian, Marski, and Serge Rush go on the hard tyres, they do not have to stop again. It's a different rule to Formula 2, because that is a mandatory pit stop, which I thought was quite interesting when I heard that. A few months ago, very interesting indeed. But that's because I'm quite a sad man. But I got to say, who isn't going to be sad at the moment is Kian. What an incredible display for Kian. We was talking about Mika Hakkinen and legacy that Mika Hakkinen has around here, especially in the 99. And I think it was 2000 races around here as well, where he was pretty supreme 13, wasn't he? Mika Hakkinen was. Well, Kian is replicating the Flying Finn's performance here tonight with an incredible race so far. 7.8 seconds in front of the rest of the field so far. That is mammoth there. So Luke there is catching to the back of Vintage. We've got 2 seconds away. Jenner's 2 seconds back. Of course, Jenner is going to the end of the race. Luke is going to have to find a pit stop answer with Jenner to keep in front of him then. So that is very interesting how those strategies are playing out here. Anthony, who's now caught up to the back of Sicker's Muck. Anthony is flying up there now. I think he's the quickest driver on circuit. Serious Mushroom has dropped off by a second now. I wonder if Serious Mushroom he is it. No, yes, he is into the pits now. Mushroom is there, and it's going to get rid of those medium tires. So Serious Mushroom into the pits. Marsky has stayed out, as is Kian as well. Kian can basically do whatever he wants now, really, can he? Because he's got an 8-second gap, and he's basically got everyone almost covered. Then, however, there will be a danger zone though when he comes out of the pits. As we just got as that's Craigar all over the gearbox of the Mercedes driver. Up the inside goes Craigar, passes the Mercedes. Does it? No, he doesn't there. As Craigar must have had an almighty swapper on the rear posterior, and has unfortunately not been able to get past there. So what about Swanshanks and Dynamo Dan? Dynamo Dan in 9th, Swanshanks in 8th position. Strong performance here for the Swanshanks. Still no points though for that second Mercedes car of Swanshanks. I believe I am right. Who's that? There's a yellow flag there, down in turn 1, isn't it? Not sure what happened there whilst I was looking at my old stat book. But yellow flag somewhere, but that has been cleaned up quite quickly. Mushroom 4 seconds away then. We're on board with the Williams driver. Tackling turn 5, I believe. He is there. He's about 3 seconds away from Jenner. Jenner is about 2 seconds away from Luke, who is on a completely different strategy here. I think Luke is the only driver on the 2-stopper as far as I can see at the moment now. I'm not sure this strategy is going to work there. I have raised a very curious eyebrow for this strategy, but I could be completely dumbfounded, and this could be an absolute revelation potentially, as Luke is now all over the gearbox there. Sick as Muck has got past Anthony's got past Muck, Sick as Muck there, and up into third position. Anthony is cooking here tonight. He is absolutely cooking. Goodness gracious me there. Someone called Gordon Ramsay. Up the inside goes Craigar, and up into 6th position there passes Slayer. Both Mercedes are 8th and 9th, and they're starting to tumble down the order ever so slightly. They are the lowest runners on the older hard tires there. So both drivers are going to have an almighty second stint on the medium tires to get themselves any points there, or something untoward is going to have to happen there for the 2 Mercedes then. But they're still in the race there. As long as you're still in the race there, you can certainly control your destiny. Up into 13th goes Rocket League. He's going to go on the outside. The McLaren contact there between the 2 cars, and Donald Don's there into the wall for the McLaren team there. And oh my word, there Don's just trying to let all the cars go by. He hasn't pitted yet. Don hasn't, but he's got to pit for a new nose cone now, and get a new nose cone and get a new set of boots there. But that's a lot of damage there to the there's a lot of damage there to the McLaren there. Luke is through, got past Swanshanks there, as Don's struggling to get going into the pits. Comes Marsky now. I wonder if Marsky's seen if there's going to be a safety car. Swanshanks getting out of shape there, but it looks of things, car is almost spinning there. Marsky in the pits. Don's a 3-second penalty, as I think a very frustrated McLaren driver into the pits. Comes the RB now onto the hard tires there. Don's out of the race there, and that's a retire. There'll be no safety car now, I don't think, now, because that was in the far line, but luckily then, yes, the car has been cleared then. Down to 17 runners and riders in here tonight then. Kian almost 9 seconds up the road. Goodness gracious me then. Kian is absolutely flying then. Absolutely flying out there at the moment. I think it's been a very frustrating week, hasn't it, in ALR in terms of the race around here. We've seen a Tonkar, is that his name? Tonkar in the Haas last night, and now Don's here tonight. They're not ideal at all, is it there? Unfortunately. Just watching Six Mutt then, who is keeping up then. Let's look at Styles once again, and he is styling and profiling here tonight, doing a great job once again. Styles is he's done a great job all season, to be fair, hasn't he? On board Six Mutt. Into the pits comes Kian now then. 9 seconds the gap is. To be honest, he could probably get out, have a bit of a read of the old newspaper then, and get back in the car. But Kian there, of course, this is an important time for Kian in the championship. He wants to reel in Dan, who's had is all his own way so far in this season. But Kian, with those 3 wins in a row, and is now going to have 4 wins in the last 5 races. That is a statement of intent for the championship for Kian. Out of the pits now comes the Ferrari, and oh goodness me, Luke just came across there. Luke has pitted, but I think that Kian can see that he is on the medium tires, and I think Kian's not going to be too concerned by this because Luke has to pit again. I think getaway then, unless I got the strategy completely wrong, but I'm sure Luke has to pit again. But Luke is the de facto leader in this race. Serious Russian there, and it's got past Jinner somewhere in all the frat car. Jinner dropping down to 10th position now on 7-lap older hard tires for Jinner. Had to come the pits earlier on there, and almost off the circuit. Is off the circuit there, and frustration again there for Jinner. He is so quick in qualifying, but the race trim, the Haas car, is just not compliant for Jinner. There's something that the Haas team needs to do something about this, because Jinner is losing precious points in his championship charge there. So not good at all. Damage there, and Jinner's got to make an extra pit stop now. But after only 7-8 laps there, the car just out of control. And Jinner is going to get very frustrated indeed that Kian all over the back of Luke. Then Luke is on quite fresher medium tyres, but I think that Luke is going to struggle to keep back an absolutely rampant Kian here. It's my goodness gracious me. Out of the final turn, and DRS, and he's going to be past Luke before he even get into the braking zone of turn 1. Serious Mushroom is set the fast half the race, and Serious Mushroom is going to... Serious Mushroom is a de facto second because he is past Marsky. He did go under the... He did go, of course, Serious Russian did go for the undercut, and Jinner coming into the pits now. Oh dear, it's been a horror show for Jinner again, hasn't it? Oh dear, I think that Jinner is going to really have to have a word with the Haas team now to sort this problem out, because the points after points after points have just gone begging this season for Jinner. Jinner possibly could and should be near the top of the championship, but again there are issues during the race qualifying trim. Jinner is very much one of the quickest drivers out there, but race trim, it just always seems to fall apart, man. Always seems to fall apart. It just seems like the tires just keeps getting eaten away, or something going wrong there for Jinner. So Haas have really got to buck up the game here, haven't they, for Jinner? Otherwise, I thought that Hungary Stars had a similar issue there. Kian now getting past Slayer and moving up into 5th position there. Slayer along with Craigar, Styles, Siggelsmark and Anthony. Anthony is leading this race at the moment. They have all not pitted yet. Out of the final turn, and Aston Martin is looking very feisty then for the very feisty for second. And Kian, of course, in the de facto lead once again down into turn 1 up the inside. There they go. So, Anthony's off the circuit. We just caught the end of that, and Siggelsmark has really taken the lead here. Siggelsmark has taken the lead in the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Anthony has lost about 2 seconds in that. And that's a major part of this race now, because I think that Anthony, that on the medium tyres, could have been potential on course for a podium, maybe, but that could all be lost now, and that is such a shame that Kian there he is about 4 seconds away. Luke is now in a second, in the de facto second position when all this plays out. Slayer then, look at the closing speed there. Serious Russian all over the gearbox now. Serious Russian got some pace at this stage of the race as well. Marsky, look at this, Serious Russian all over the gearbox of the Mercedes. Of course, there's no blue flags at this stage, and of course both drivers are fine full position, albeit they're on different strategies. Serious Russian down the inside. No, not quite. And look at that. He has lost he's lost half a second in one sector alone there. There's Marsky in the background. This could be crucial later on in this Grand Prix then, as Slayer is not giving this one up then. Why should it have? But Serious Russian is going to get very frustrated at this one, because of course out of final turn. Now Mushroom has got that position there. Marsky will probably feel the pain as well later on. Then, of course, there's Serious Russia not getting a bit frustrated behind the wheel that Williams there, but Slayer is down in the second position now. But of course, Marsky probably will feel the pain now as well. Slayer, of course, on 20-lap old hard tyres, which is why he is struggling with the pace deficit at this moment in time. Then Siggelsmark leads, but the gap is once again shrinking down. Dynamo Dan is getting challenged by Jennett here. Jennett's last week's race winner, trying to recover after damage earlier on in this Grand Prix. He damaged the front nose cone, and now Dynamo Dan trying to go back on the inside. This seems to be the action place for the drivers tonight there, as we've had a lot of incidents and accidents down there. As now through and up into, and look at this, and there's Dynamo Dan there is having 13th position there on the outside. He's done it. Great manoeuvre there for Dynamo Dan. Past the McLaren, up into 13th position now. And what can Dynamo Dan do from here on in then? I don't know, to be honest. That's something we're going to have to find out. And just re-mentioned there, so Serious Russia then really needs to put his toe down, but he's now behind Luke now. So, and he's caught up to Luke quite quickly into the pit. Says Anthony Stebri has kept the lead here, or retaking the lead, I should say. Well, just as I say that, Kian is actually taking the lead there from Anthony. There he goes, and both with DRS. So Kian retakes the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix as Luke is back into the pits there. And I do think that strategy for Luke there was probably not ideal there, unfortunately. Aston Martin driver. So in the end of all that fracas, Morsky did gain about half a second over Serious Mushroom, just as both drivers had to get past that Slayer, and because of that, both drivers did lose quite an abundant amount of time there. So they have homed in on Kian ever so slightly, but Kian has still got quite a decent lead of about 6-7 seconds. The gap was up to 9, wasn't it, before? But it's just reined into about 6 seconds. Smithy Almighty in a very lonely 5th position there. I think he'll take that to the end of the Grand Prix, but there is going to be a very feisty, sick as mug, who is now going to start to really put the pressure on. Same with Stars as well, in 8th position. So these drivers are going to go for the undercut now on Anthony there. So Anthony is not going to have the fresher hard tyres. So these drivers are now going for broke on the medium tyres. So 1 lap extra medium tyres potentially. Let's see when Anthony comes in. That could be make or break for this Grand Prix. Anthony is just coming past the pit lane now. So staying out, Anthony. It's interesting strategy here. Is Anthony going to be able to get to the get on the soft tyres there? I think when we questioned it on Sunday, that wasn't really the case, was it? We might, if we get a last minute safety car, we might see some soft tyres like we did last night, but I do think the soft tyres around here. Serious Russia was mentioned in the comments on Sunday that they're not very good, are they? Across the line there comes Stars up into 7th position, passes Rocket Lee. Rocket Lee then on the harder tyres trying to get to the end of the race there. So Luke is down in 10th position now. So his 2-stop strategy has well, he's got points in, but I don't think it's worked ever. So it's not worked too great, I don't think, for Luke. Let's look at this. We got a great battle there between Slayer, Jennant, and Dynamo Dan. Dynamo Dan then is harvested, so Slayer's going to go on the inside. Whoa, it's a very late manoeuvre there. And Slayer is through Dan. Oh, it's a Dynamo Dan there. Ballard defending against Jennant here. Wow, incredible something. This could potentially become point scoring position. That's why Slayer wants to get through quickly. Dynamo Dan probably would not be too impressed with that manoeuvre, but it was a manoeuvre nonetheless. And then Slayer up into 11th position there. Jennant there, who's on very old hard tyres, trying to get to the end of the race. He's an offset here after getting damaged earlier on in this Grand Prix, unfortunately. Anthony's now into the pit zone, so he's got a 2-lap offset of tyres now. And there he comes into the pit now for the Aston Martin driver. Rocket Lee, who is just falling back at the moment. So Anthony into the pit zone for the Aston Martin team. Where they are, there they are in the British Racing green colours. Anthony stops on his marks in car 88. Beautiful pit work there for the Aston Martin team. And out he goes then, just trundling down the pit lane now. Where is he going to come out then? There's Craig R coming across the line then. Anthony should be out just in front of his teammate. There you'll see Luke in the background there, as there he is then. So Anthony on the medium tyres now into the end of the Grand Prix. He has lost about it's about 3-4 seconds away from Stars, and another second behind Sick as Muck as well. But those drivers are the drivers on form at the moment. Whoa, it's Jennant off the circuit there, and goodness gracious me, I don't even know how that happened there, but Vintage now with a 13th position on the old hard tyres as well. So Vintage in at 13th position. And we're on board with Vintage there, going through the kinks of turn 4 and 5 for the Red Bull team, and is homing in on the Dynamo Dan here is Vintage there. Vintage has really started to find some pace in this Red Bull. I was going to say RB then. Perhaps they shouldn't have RB and Red Bull in Formula 1 then, should they? Potentially, and should have a better name myself. That's the RB team. Maybe they should have stuck with Racing Bulls, which I think is actually what they're called in Italy, isn't it, or something like that. Rather than Visa, Cash App, and all that kind of good stuff. There we go. That's my little whinge of the day. Well, I've had a lot of whinges today, oh my goodness me. Of course, if you just joined us, we are running slightly late, but that's because we had an almighty shunt to start the race off there. As Kian's AI decided to drive in the path of everyone, and cause a ricochet almost similar to the Belgian Grand Prix in '98, albeit we had beautiful sunshine on this day and not torrential parade. Look at this. Hungry Stars, once again, is showing some pace in this Haas car. And of course, Stars currently doing a good job in the championship as well. Actually, Stars, I was saying earlier on, then this is not Stars' best position in the championship. I'm sure he did a better job in season 5 or 4, but I've got to say, Stars is but this is only the halfway stage. A lot can happen for the remainder of the season. But Hungry Stars currently 10th in the championship at the moment now, and doing a great job. He and Sigismund are the 2 leading drivers on the medium tyres, and they are, I almost saw my tongue then, and they are homing in on Smithfield Mighty, who's in a very solid 4th position. Smithfield Mighty has gone a bit under the radar tonight there, but currently Kian leads the race there with Cirrus Mushroom in second. 10 laps to go. Third is Marsky. So Marsky is going to strengthen his third position in the championship. But this win for Kian there is going to put him within 2 points out. 2 points of the championship leader Dan, who has had it all his own way up until this point so far. Then of course, then we've got Smithfield Monty in 4th position. He's also 4th for the championship there, outscoring Sigismund. But that could not be the case for long then, as Sigismund there is homing him down, along with Stars in 6th position. Rocket Lee has had a very quiet race, but I think for Rocket Lee, he'll be happy to get the points on the board there. She's been quick this season, but just hasn't scored the points there. Anthony in 8th position there, he was very quick, wasn't he? Had a half spin at turn 2. We only seen the end of that, but Anthony, who lost a lot of time then, of course, and stayed out for an extra 2 laps, is now trying to make up the time as well. He is about 3-4 seconds away from Stars and Sigismund, which is the 2 drivers he was battling before the pit stops happened. 9th position is Craigard. Another good drive from Craigard in terms of points. That it may not be the all-time high that he got in Silverstone a week ago, but absolutely superb stuff indeed for excuse me. Absolutely superb stuff indeed there for Craigard. Luke, who I feel that Luke has lost, has cost himself some major points today. Then yellow flag for Yellow flag then, I think, momentarily, I think it might have been Jenna, just get out of the way. So just on board now with Anthony, who's 8th position there. Luke in 10th position, I think he cost himself some major points today going on that 2-stopper. The only driver to do a 2-stopper or a planned 2-stopper. Slayer in 10th position on medium tyres has a good opportunity here of getting some points. And here comes Vintage then, who is quick at the moment there. He's flying there and he's got past Dynamo down and up into 12th position there. Passes the Alpine driver and away they go. Great stuff indeed there. Vintage now in the 12th position there. Talking of Vintage, he's in 12th position there. It's 96 Grand Prix start tonight. And is in 12th. Dynamo down in 13th position, the Alpine. Unfortunately, no points at the moment there for the Alpine, which is a shame, as we got Jennant and the Jenner now fighting for position there. Swanshanks in 14th, 15th is Jennant, 16th is Jenner, and Ashton in the 17th position. That completes the running order so far. And then we have Don's out of the race then. Unfortunately, he's left the surfer as well, by the looks of things. Albie out of the Grand Prix. Jenner struggling once again, and Moomin also out of the Grand Prix as well. As Jenner just got no. I think that there's a lot of frustration there from Jenner. On the front row once again, just like the Mercedes in 2013, just dropping down the order. There is, we could just said it all the way through the tonight's stream that there's something going wrong with Jenner's car. We got, I don't think it's sabotage, but certainly something that Haas needs to figure this out. Anthony up in the 7th position now. Rocket Lee is dropped down into 8th. Anthony is on the prowl now. Oh no! And Rocket Lee has some half spun the car and has lost 2 positions out. Oh, that there's a little bump there. Oh dear, Anthony, Rocket Lee, that is going to be a major blow indeed. I think Luke's just passed Craig R, moved himself into 8th position there. But Rocket Lee on course for a good 8th position there, has dropped down. Has dropped down the order. Craigor's got 3-second penalty. That's the first driver in the top 10 to get a penalty. That's going to be not ideal, is it? Whereas Rocket hopefully needs to control those tyre temperatures down there and get himself back into a rhythm. But those are 3 valuable points that has been lost there from Rocket Lee's point of view, and he's going to be kicking himself, I am sure of it. Back to this battle for 5th and 6th position. They are creeping up to the back now of Smithfield Mighty, but Marsky is creeping up to the back of Cirrus Mushroom. The battle for 2nd and 3rd now. starting to heat up. Mushroom looking very strong here as we go down the back straight. Having a look is Marsky. He's thinking about it, but nothing to do yet. So Sickles Muck has got very defensive already. So Starlight is just going to go back on the racing line on the outside there. Sickles Muck there is going to try and is going to plant it on the inside there. He does plant on the inside. A bit of rubbing wheels there, but nothing more than that. Then, that's what happened there. Is Sickles Muck on one of his looks at his wing mirrors, looking in his mirrors, and drove off the circuit. And Stars almost went to the back of him. I think he may have given the kick Sauber a glancing blow. Oh my word! But not ideal at all then for those two drivers. And look at this, and Cirrus Mushroom is under some threat now. Cirrus Mushroom's got to get very defensive indeed. Kiki! Kian should be in silver. I'll go back to bronze there. Hi, Sean and everyone else. Good evening to you, Kiki. Kian should be banned from here, says Nafas as well. Then. Well, Kian's got the gap of 14 seconds. I think this is probably the most dominant race that we have seen in ALR this season. Maybe. I don't know, to be honest. As into the pits, soft tires for Rocket League, soft tires for Junior as well. Just 6 laps to go. Marsky's well within DRS's, as is Hungry Stars as well. So we've got some good battles here. Then with just a couple of laps to go in this Grand Prix. Across the line they come. Here comes Marsky. He's going for it. He's having a look at up the inside. Serious Mushroom's left the door open. And look at that. Serious Mushroom breaking a lot later. I don't think that caught Marsky out, to be honest. Great drive there from Mushroom. Here's Styles. And look at that. Breaking so much later. I don't think he's going to stop the car. He can't stop the car. And Styles almost spinning the car. And oh my word, I wonder if that's a bit of frustration there from Hungry Stars, and potentially he could have got the job done last lap, but unfortunately made a mistake there. Potentially made a mistake there, but I'm not sure what happened there. Slayer said a point to be miracle. Well, a miracle has happened for Slayer. He's in 10th position at the moment. Really good stuff indeed there for Slayer, and I think that's probably momentum from the Austrian Grand Prix a few weeks ago. And this is a beautiful opportunity now to get a cheeky old plug-in as well about what is happening on ALR TV, YouTube, which is coming up tomorrow night. We got the 100% there as my misery continues in the 100% race and the 100% league. Then I must admit I'm actually enjoying it, but I think I've enjoyed it, but I have enjoyed it, but oh yeah, no, to be honest, even though the last 2 races I probably could have and should have got points there, but I bottled them. At least I'm doing all right now. I think that the worst time for me was definitely the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Here's Marsky, there he goes, up into 2nd position. Can Mushroom go up and under? Marsky's gone a bit wide there. That's going to really interest Serious Mushroom. It has interested Serious Mushroom, and back he goes, back into 2nd position. Marsky's got 2 lap younger tyres, so this is going to be a bit of a pain there. As who's that? Swan shanks off the circuit almost. As Rocket Lee is now powered through a number 2 13th position there for the RB team. As my word there, but Marsky is now sitting behind Serious Mushroom again. Marsky, I think the 2nd position is the only is probably the best position that Marsky can go get today, because Kian is 17 seconds up the road. This is a clinic in Grand Prix races today for Kian. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed. While Sickers Muck and Stars have been fighting, Smithfield Mighty has pulled away now and has got a 5-second gap then, so Smithfield Mighty be happy with that, and Smithfield Mighty might actually be thinking that the podium might be on their hands here, and as these two are starting to really get into each other with just 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix, so getting very interesting indeed. And look at this, and whilst these two have been fighting, look who's crept up behind it. It's Anthony, and Luke, who's on the 2-stop strategy. He's going to really put me in my place, and if Luke gets past all these drivers and on fresher tyres. Just shows how much I know, doesn't it there? Which is, I must say, not a lot, to be fair. Going down into turn 1. Anyway, where was we? Yeah, we was having our cheeky plugs, wasn't we? Of course, 100% to run out with the Belgian Grand Prix, and then gold, silver, and bronze will be going to the Belgian Grand Prix as we head to our final stint, our final leg of the European tour of ALR. Of course, we're going to Belgium, followed by the Dutch Grand Prix, followed by the Italian Grand Prix. It's very weird to have Spa before the August break. They're very odd indeed. It took me by surprise, sure. And then that's it then for the European races. Then we go to the flyaways. Azerbaijan will be is on the cards here, along with along with Singapore, which is actually where the real world of Formula One is at the moment then. So yes, it's going to be a fast and frantic end to the season then, but we are very much at the heart of the mid-season then, and we're over half distance, and this is round 13 of the championship, and I must say the second half of the season is very much set up to be a very interesting fight to the end of the season now, with Kian going for 4 wins in the last 5 races. Dan, what is Dan going to do then? Dan started off the season so well. He's missed this race there, which could be crucial in his championship bid there. But Dan, was he going to be phased? I don't think he's going to be too phased about the gap being whittled down. I haven't said that. I think he will be phased, but not too phased then. I don't know, to be honest. Basically, I'm moving on. I don't know if Dan's going to be phased or not. Dynamo Dan, his teammate, has got a 2-second penalty. Serious Mushroom has been overtaken out in the battle for second and third. Then this is very much, well, I must say that I think that this is going to get very interesting battle there, as yellow flag in 1. What's happened in 1 there? I think it is cars getting out of the way there, as we've now got Anthony, who is now in second position. Luke's only less than a second, just over a second behind now, and Luke is certainly very much making me eat my hat. Then his name, good stuff indeed. Then, oh goodness me, Sean, your quality last race was crazy. Equals said, thank you very much, Equals. But I must admit, I cut this chicane here to get P6. Luckily, Alex didn't report me. We've also got Farfed. Driver of the day should be out shortly. If anyone knows, I haven't forgot there. McLaren's were top 3 for a bit there. If not, Sean, it's your choice for driver of the day. I'm going to be honest, that's probably one of the hardest decisions I have to make. To be honest, Kian has just been a cut above everyone else, haven't they? Really, we're taking a look at the position changes now. I must say, it's been a very static Grand Prix. Luke's dropped down 3. Oh, who's that? That's Styles off the circuit, and Styles is going to lose out to both Aston Martins, I feel here. That is not ideal. And Serious Mushroom is out all over the gearbox of Marsky, and that pit straight is not straight enough, or not long enough. And who is that then? And that is, that's the house of dinner. Contact between Luke and Styles down in the turn 1 there. And oh my word, there, one of the traffic got in the way there. Yellow flag again then for this order as well. Luke up the inside then. Styles is trying to come back up, and under Styles is unfortunately not sure if I think he must have just gotten the loud pedal a bit too harshly at turn 13, and because of that Styles is lost out there. Dynamo Dan is dropped down to 15th, and Dynamo Dan potentially going for fastest lap here. Oh goodness me. But Anthony hasn't got past Sicker's Mug yet, has he? Which I was surprised by, to be honest, because the rate of knots he caught up, I thought he was going to get past. Yeah, I apologise profusely, Luke. I thought the 2-stop strategy for you was not going to pay off at all. Well, Luke has made it pay off quite handsomely here. He's currently in 7th position now. Where did Luke start? Luke did start in 5th, so he could potentially keep his 5th position there, but I do feel that was maybe positions lost there, but I do not know, to be honest. I do not know, to be honest, because, that's just me, and I don't know strategy very well. Ooh. Don't vote for Kian. It's out. Get voting, 5%, and 5 is cracking the whip then in the comment section there. Lap 34 out of 35. By the way, Kian is Kian's 20 seconds up the road from second position, and third position Serious Mushroom, Smithy Almighty in 4th. 5th is Sicker's Muck. 6th position is Anthony Stevenson. Anthony Stevenson. Who's that? Is that a footballer? And then we have got, I know Will Stevenson was a F1 driver. Then we got Anthony in 6th position, Luke 7th, Styles has dropped off in 8th position, Craig are in 9th, and we'll keep that 9th position as well, because he is out of the 3-second window of Slayer, and Vintage potentially on the outskirts getting points as well. Rocket Lee on soft tires in 12th position there is all over the gearbox of Vintage, as we are taking down to the end of this Grand Prix. Kian has started his final lap now, but we are still about halfway around the lap with the 2 Aston Martin said. Napas, why Smithy? I was joking, guys. Goodness gracious me. Got a lot of banter going on in the comment section as well. Keep it coming in, ladies and gents. It's absolutely good to have your company on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. Even though I kind of wish it was Friday, to be fair, but never mind. Never mind. Tuesday's the next best day, isn't it? Or Sunday, isn't it? Of course, that's when ALR's on. And I'm in the comments box. I would say Monday, but I'm not in the comments box, and I'm usually half asleep on the bus listening to Alex's commentary of the Silver Championship. As Kian there is, oh my goodness me, that's getting very hairy here. Sickles might repel the attack quite nice there. Luke there is looking very interested indeed. I got to keep an eye on Kian there because Kian's on the final tour and coming to the final couple of laps as well. But there he is, Kian coming out of turn 13. What an incredible race this has been for Kian. Then this has been textbook out of the final turn. Kian 20-second lead, one of the biggest winning margins I could ever remember in ALR. And Kian wins the Hungarian Grand Prix and his 5th Grand Prix win of the season, 2 points away from the championship leader Dan, who's had it all his own way in the opening set of this championship. But Kian has arrived and drived to second position there. Incredible driving indeed there from Kian there. 4 wins in the last 5 races. He is cooking now, Kian is there. Now we've got the 2 Aston Martin. Sigismund survives the onslaught of the 2 Aston Martins there. Sigismund there weaving to 5th position there. Stars gets in front of the hat of the second Aston Martin there, as Jenner's got a 10-second penalty on Sir penalty there. Craig R is going to finish ninth, and the miracle has happened for Slayer because he's actually finished 9th rather than 10th position. Good stuff indeed there for Slayer. And so the miracle has happened there. Really good stuff indeed there for Slayer. And Craig R finished 11th. Rocket Lee in 12th position, and Vintage good drive to 12th as well. Jenner was hamstrung after that damage earlier on in this one there. But there he is. 4 wins in the last 5 races for Kian there. 2 points away from the World Championship lead. Wow, this man is on fire. 62% of the driver of the day vote as well. Well, I must say that's almost the perfect day for Kian, wasn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed then. Jenna, congratulations. Top 3 nightmare track for me. Great race, Ashton Orange saying that. Jenna, I was surmising whether the struggles you had was due to tyre wear potentially, because it looked like every time we was watching you, Jenna, your tyres just kept lighting up. So it'd be interesting to see what's happened to Jenna again here tonight, as again shown good performance in qualifying, but that's more points lost there for Jenna potentially here. GG Bronze, tough track. And top racing from all, says Farper. GG, Kian, Marsky, and Shroom. As we're now going to take a look at the classification. Congratulations to Kian as well from Nafas. Kian, 4 Grand Prix wins in the last 5 races, 5th Grand Prix win of his career. Marsky second and is also strength for the sea in the Further Constructors. Shares Russian great drive to 4th best. Smithfield Mighty in 5th. Sigismund to 6th. Repels the attack from the 2 Aston Martins over Anthony. Star 7th. Luke 8th position there. The only driver in the top 10 on the 2-stop strategy. Slayer in 9th. Great drive from Slayer. 10th position from Craig R as well. Rocket League fastest up in an 11th position there. Vintage 12th. Janet in 13th. Swan Shanks 14th. Donovan Dan 15th. Ashton Jinner 60%. Retirements. Don the Dons, Albie, and Moomin all out of the Grand Prix. And let me get me correct screen up before I start yapping away. Jenner, overheating was hard to control. The temperature, Jenner is saying that. Sadly, it looks very, very much a struggle indeed there for Jenner. So something that has really got a nip in the bud, because Jenner is losing points and they need to sort it out then. But let's go on to more happier drivers then. And Jenner, no, not Jenner, sorry, Marsky, a great second position today. But you and Mushroom, a good almighty scrap towards the end of that Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was a fantastic battle, and hats off to Kian. He was in a league of his own today. He was just too quick.
Could you have done anything differently today then? Because there was no safety cars, there was no real curveballs. Was there anything you could have done for Kian today? He was in a league of his own, but do you think you could have pressured him into making an alternative strategy, or was he just too quick to do anything like that?
It was just too quick today. Hats off to him. I had no answer to him. That was P2 was the maximum I was going to get, or P3 with Battling Mushroom. That's the best I could have got out of it today.
And I believe it. I believe you came in the pits slightly earlier than Mushroom, I believe, or was it slightly later? I can't remember now. It was a long good race set, but you went on a slightly different path in terms of strategy, and in the end, I think that paid off with you because you had younger tires. Then, would you agree? Would you agree that that was the reason you got second position today?
I'd say so. Yeah, I was gonna do the undercut, and I see Mushroom pit before me, so I just tried to get some younger tyres and try and attack him towards the end, which paid off thankfully. But when I seen him come out 3-4 seconds ahead of me after the first pit stop, I thought it was a bad mistake. But just got him head down, concentrated, and slowly reeled him in.
In terms of the championship, both you and Kian are now under a Grand Prix win behind Dan Dan now. I must say that Kian in the last four races has been last five races has been absolutely fantastic. But he's got the momentum with himself now. But going into Belgium, then of course we're heading towards the end of the European season. You're very much in this championship, surely.
I'd like to think so. Yeah, Belgium's a strong track for me. I think it was my first ALR podium at Belgium, so I'm looking forward to it.
Certainly are indeed. Then, and of course, with the races coming up, then do you think like the races like Belgium, of course, potentially rain there? It's a long circuit, potential safety cars. Same with Zandvoort, it's tight, twisty, and Italy as well. Then to complete the European season, there's a lot of opportunity there, isn't there? So, what can you plan for any unforeseen issues, or do you have to just go with the flow?
I think you just have to go with the flow and race what's in front of you, and aim for podiums along the way, and see where you end up.
Really good stuff. Well done today, Marsky. A brilliant drive to second position
Thank
then,
you very much.
and within a Grand Prix win as well. Fantastic stuff. Let's come to Mushroom, who finished third today as well. And at Mushroom, I mentioned that I mentioned that Marsky pitted slightly later than you, and that potentially cost you second position. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it did. That's not actually what cost me, but whatever.
Or what cost you today?
People's connection and not getting out of the way and knowing that they've got a pit and backing back up into me, so I'm having to brake, and I had quite a few seconds ahead, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, he's right behind me. So
Is this the we seen on the broadcast that you struggled to get by Slayer. Slayer was really struggling with his tires at the time. Then and Marsky did take quite a few seconds out of you. Is that one of the issues you had today?
yeah, there's a couple that did it to me. So I mean, it is what it is. It's a game, innit? So I'm kind of annoyed at it.
But you did get a podium today, and it's a very strong podium indeed. Then, and potentially you've really caught up to the back of Sick as Muck. Then, but as we mentioned, then Keane was in a different league today. What do you think you could have done anything differently to potentially knock Keane off his stride, or as Morrison said, was it just too strong today?
No, he's just too fast. No one's going to catch him. So I thought it was just like between me and Marsky early for a second, and then I mean, fair play to Marsky, but I had a great race with him and everything, and fair play to Keane. Although we should be in gold, but you know what I mean. It is what it is. So
He certainly has
I
a
did what I
super
could do, and
license.
that's it.
And going into Belgium, then of course I reckon it's the best circuit in the world. Then and next week, then what are your aspirations for next week? Then what's your aspirations for the remainder of the season? You're currently in a very strong sixth position. You've got a good old mighty scrap going on with yourself, Smithy, Sigismund, Craig R, and Jenna. Then what do you want for the end of the season? Do you want to win? Do you want to finish fourth? Do you want to finish higher? What do you want to do for the rest of the season?
I won a trophy. I've not had one for a long time, so that'll
That's it
do.
then.
I'll aim
Short and
for
simple. I
third.
love it. Really well done today, Mushroom. Brilliant job indeed then with
Cheers,
a
mate.
third position then. And of course, Kian with his fourth Grand Prix win in five races. And that is going to be it for me for ALR this week. Tomorrow night, if you want a bit of laughter and things like that, then try and watch me go around Spa. As I said, I will not get past La Source, and that's just coming out of the pit lane as well. But that's going to be a great race tomorrow, 100%. 44 laps is cracking. I cannot wait then. I'm back on Sunday, I think, for the Belgian Grand Prix, round 14 of this season's championship. Sam Swift Ninja takes in the championship. Can Percy rebound back after losing that title lead earlier today? Then Ultimate Beast, while he certainly is a beast at the moment, absolutely dominating in silver. Can anyone knock him off his stride? I don't think he's out next week, so Mumford might have a chance then. Dan, his championship lead is down to as little as 2 points down between himself and Kian. And Marsky's also certainly in it to win it as well. I cannot wait. We'll see you tomorrow for more action from ALR. Goodbye.